Thanks for joining to watch this 15-minute presentation on what you can expect if you're moving to the municipality of Anchorage. Please feel free to pause the presentation at any time if you'd like to take a screenshot or write down any information. Also, please note that the presentation will always be available on YouTube and the CAF Connection website. I hope that you're excited about this posting opportunity as there are so many things to do and see here. Please keep an eye out for the I Wish I Knew points. These points have been gathered from fellow Canadians after settling into Alaska in hopes of easing the transition by avoiding surprises and having realistic expectations for newcomers. Let's get started. The population of Alaska is about 740,000 people, with Anchorage representing about 40% of the state's population. Alaska is nicknamed the last frontier or the land of the midnight sun due to the uninhabitable wilderness in the state as well as the long hours of daylight in the summer. Alaska became the 49th state on January 3, 1959, the same year as Hawaii became the 50th state. You will often hear people refer to the rest of the U.S., aside from Alaska and Hawaii, as the lower 48. Juneau is Alaska's state capital, and aside from Hawaii, is the only state capital accessible only by boat or plane. I wish I knew fact number 1. Black bears, brown bears, and moose are about to be your new neighbors. There are approximately 250 to 350 black bears and 55 to 65 brown bears in the Anchorage area. The moose population changes depending on the season, with 200 to 300 year-round and 700 to 1,000 in the winter months. You will see these animals in your neighborhood or yard, not just the uninhabited areas. You'll have to be extra careful in the spring when new babies are born and mamas are protective. Moose are just as dangerous as bears, especially if you get in between them and their young. The state of Alaska is the most northern and western state and borders both British Columbia and the Yukon Territory. It is one of 2 states to not border another U.S. state, the other being Hawaii. Alaska also has its own time zone, Alaska Standard Time. It is 4 hours behind Eastern Standard Time and 1 hour behind Pacific Standard Time. Alaska is known for its beautiful mountain ranges and miles of coastline. Of the 20 highest mountain peaks in North America, 17 of them are in Alaska. Denali is the highest at 20,320 feet above sea level. Alaska has the highest coastal mountain range in the world, and therefore much of it is uninhabitable. Southwest Alaska is bordered by both the Pacific Ocean and the Bering Sea. This area is very important to the fishing industry. Half of the fish caught in the western U.S. come from the Bering Sea. Alaska also has over 100,000 glaciers, which make up about 5% of the state. If you enjoy the outdoors, Alaska is the place for you. Fishing, hiking, camping, mountain biking, skiing, ATVing, climbing. You can find all of this and more in Alaska. Anchorage has a population of almost 300,000 people with a median age of 33.6. The primary language is English. There's almost no French spoken here. The economy is driven by the large military presence from Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, or JBER, which is both an Air Force base and an Army base. Other large contributing factors to the economy are the oil and gas industry and tourism. Anchorage is the hub for tourists and transportation. The cost of living is high in Anchorage, with an average household income of just a little over $100,000 and minimum wage being $10.34 an hour. The town of Eagle River is a part of the municipality of Anchorage. I wish I knew point number 2. I wish I knew where other Canadians lived before choosing my home. 85% of Canadians live in Eagle River, which is north of Anchorage, and about a 15-minute drive to base. That leaves 15% of Canadians living in South Anchorage, which is about a 20 to 25-minute drive to base. Almost all of the Canadians living in Anchorage are single members or members without children. With the majority of people living in Eagle River, events and get-togethers tend to be in Eagle River. This is important to consider if you don't like driving and you plan to be involved. I wish I knew point number 3. The Glen Highway, which is the only route to get into Eagle River, is often slow going with many accidents in the winter. It is important to keep your gas tank at least halfway full in the winter in case of delays. JBER is located in the North northern part of Anchorage, and is about a 15-minute drive from Eagle River and a 25-minute drive from South Anchorage. There are many things to see and do in Anchorage and surrounding areas. If you're looking for arts and culture, you might want to check out the Anchorage Museum and the Alaska Center for Performing Arts, which offers great productions in music, dance, and theater. If fairs and festivals are what you're interested in, there are many world-famous ones, including the Alaska State Fair, Fur-Rondy, and the start of the Iditarod. The real bonus of living in Anchorage is the outdoors. Take advantage of the plentiful daylight in the summer and go hiking, fishing, hunting, and exploring. While many people take the time to explore the amazing state of Alaska, you can find all this in your backyard right here in Anchorage. Elmendorf Air Force Base and Fort Richardson became Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, or JBER, in 2010. Approximately 8,500 people work on JBER. Our people work in a number of different places on base, including the 962nd Airborne Air Control Squadron, Alaskan NORAD Region Headquarters, 611th Air Operations Center, 611th Air Communications Squadron, 176th Air Defense Squadron, and the Canadian Det JBER Headquarters. The Canadian Det HQ is also home to the Maple Leaf Room, the unit mess. Use of the physical mess facility is currently prohibited due to COVID-19 restrictions, although the mess committee is still providing virtual events and is looking to have COVID-safe events in the near future. Spouses, dependents, and military members can be seen at the Base Medical Treatment Facility, or MTF. Dental services on base are for military members only. Canadians are entitled to shop at the BX and commissary and utilize the travel and ticket discounts offered at ITT. Canadians can also use the Buckner Fitness Center, Hangar 5 Fitness Center, the Buckner Fitness Pool, and family-oriented Polar Paradise Pool. Access to the fitness facilities vary with COVID restrictions, so you can find up-to-date information at jbearlife.com. This is a great resource to find out what is going on at the base and what facilities you can access. There are 40 Canadian CAF members on location, 3/4 of whom belong to the NORAD detachment and the other quarter belonging to CDLS Washington. The DET building is located at 9477 Peace Avenue. Access to the DET building is currently restricted due to COVID. Once you arrive on location, you will receive information about the current status of access. On this slide are some of the main challenges that CAF members and families are experiencing across the United States. At our website, cafconnection.ca/united-states, you will find informative FAQs for U.S. living about the birth of dependents, emergency childcare, children's education management, the Employment Authorization Document, or EAD, navigating the healthcare system, and taxes. You will also find information about these topics in the MFS U.S. Family Guide, also available at cafconnection.ca/united-states. If you go to CAF Connection and navigate to our location, you will also find more specific information about local education and other things. You can also always contact your MFSC if you have any questions not answered by any of these resources. Some other major differences from Canada include things like gun laws. The Alaska gun laws allow open and concealed carry, and a license is not required. Alaska does issue licenses to allow reciprocity with other states. Driving. In Alaska, you are prohibited from typing or reading text messages when the car is in motion. You can use your device if hands-free, such as talking on the phone, using the GPS, etc. On the base, you may not text or talk on the phone while driving. You may have studded tires on your vehicle from October 1st to April 15th each year. Many community members have studded tires due to icy winter roads. Winter roads are graveled here and not salted to avoid attracting moose to the roads. School schedule. School runs from the middle of August until right before Memorial Day at the end of May. This is different from Canada, where most places start after Labor Day. The cutoff for kindergarten in Alaska is that the child must be 5 before September 1st. This is different from Canada, where many places have a December 31st cutoff. For more information about school differences, including junior kindergarten or pre-K, please see the Alaskan Living FAQs at our location page on calfconnection.ca. While living in Alaska, we are all ambassadors of Canada, not just the CAF member. This means that we all fall under the Code of Service Conduct. There's little to no French language spoken in Anchorage or in schools. There's one French immersion elementary school in South Anchorage, O'Malley Elementary, which currently has French immersion kindergarten and grade 1 and will add grade 2 for the 2021-2022 school year. Your children are entitled to French tutoring, and you can get information about this process through the orderly room and a list of potential French tutors for you to interview from the MFSC. There's a strong military support and presence in Anchorage. Don't forget to ask for military discounts when shopping and dining. You'd be amazed at where you can get them. Anchorage has a subarctic climate, meaning it has long cold winters and short cool summers. Winter weather can be unpredictable. Some years Anchorage gets a lot of snow and cold temperatures, while other years Anchorage experiences slightly warmer winters and only a foot or two of snow with frequent thaws. This can make the roads dangerously icy. Anchorage can see snow starting in October, and it can last well into April. The average winter temperatures range from -1 Celsius to -15 Celsius. Spring brings wet and mucky conditions, but the beautiful return of the sun makes up for it. Summer is the golden season in Alaska. The days are long and the season is short, so don't waste any time in exploring. By the time the kids go back to school in mid-August, the leaves are starting to turn in fall, and it can be very wet. The average summer temperatures range from 12 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius. Fall is a very short season, with the days quickly getting shorter and the weather turning. Approximately 11% of the world's earthquakes occur in Alaska. Luckily, a large majority of them are not large enough to be felt, and bigger ones are not often near a populated area. But on November 30th, 2018, a large 7.2 magnitude earthquake hit right in Anchorage, causing massive damage. I wish I knew point number 5, how to be prepared for earthquakes. Please take this seriously and be prepared. Have a supply of water and non-perishable food at your home, as well as some cash if credit and debit cards cannot be used. Know where your water and gas shutoffs are. After the big earthquake, some community members experienced gas leaks and hot water tanks spewing water everywhere. Make sure every member of your family, even children, know exactly where to go in each room of your house in case of an earthquake. The best bet is under a sturdy table, holding onto a leg with your other arm covering your head in case of falling debris. Otherwise, a place clear of anything that may fall on you. Unlike tornadoes or hurricanes, we have no warning of earthquakes, so please be prepared. Alaska unfortunately experiences forest fires every year. In 2019, due to an unusually hot season, over 2.5 million acres of Alaskan forests burned. This can affect your summer travel plans, as highways can be closed and smoke can permeate the air in Anchorage, even if the fire is relatively far away. Alaska has over 130 volcanoes, at least 50 of which have been active in the last century. The volcanoes do not pose a huge risk to you in Anchorage, but could have some ill effects. For example, in 1992, Mount Spur, which is visible from Anchorage, erupted and blasted ash more than 10 miles into the sky and coated Anchorage with an 1/8 inch of accumulation. Historically, tsunamis in Alaska are triggered by earthquakes and have caused loss of life along the west coast. Anchorage is largely safe from tsunamis because its location in Upper Cook Inlet, surrounded by the shallow, silty waters of the Knik Arm and Turnagain Arm. The mudflats and the shallow water do not lend themselves to the transmission of tsunami energy. Tsunamis will be more of a risk to you if you're traveling in somewhere like Homer or Valdez. While you are posted to the U.S., our goal as Military Family Services is to provide you and your family with the support and information we have to help make this posting the best it can be. We hope to ease the transition between Canada and the U.S. and help you settle and thrive in your new community. Our programs and services are developed or identified in the community to meet the needs of our Canadian Armed Forces families posted to the U.S. If there's something we can do to help ease your transition, please let us know. Here is the local MFSC contact information. They can help with questions that you may have and provide the information needed to help you and your family with your move to Alaska. Once you have your posting message, please contact the MFSC and they will be happy to add you to our secret Facebook group and our local email distribution list so that you will start receiving our news, programs, and local information. Thank you so much for watching. We hope that this helps prepare you for Alaska. The area has so much to offer and Anchorage is a wonderful posting opportunity. You will also discover that we have a strong, supportive Canadian community and we look forward to welcoming you and your family.